21 Savage.
Yes.
You know the rapper?
Yes.
Familiar with his songs?
Yes.
Do you know any song he sings?
Yeah, he has a song with Cardi B.
How's it go?
He says he likes hot sauce on his titties. That's what he said.
Hot sauce on his titties?
Yes.
Well, there
that's his main line. That's his main line.
That's his main line. That made him famous.
That did.
That made him famous. That was brilliant, you know.
Yes.
Brilliant prose there. I am so glad I am not a millennial. That's all I can tell you.
Right.
When I hear that, I am so glad that I'm not a millennial.
I'm a millennial, and I'm a little embarrassed about how music has gone.
Well, he also likes loaded Glocks in his pants as well. Because according to the police, a report obtained by TMZ, 21 Savage not only was driving recklessly on a path to slam into a fully marked police car, which is why he was originally pulled over, and not only did he have absolutely no legal status to be in America when he was taken into custody, it is also believed that the cops, at least this is what the cops say on the police report, we know cops lie, but at least on the police report, on the face of it, it says that he was in possession of a fully loaded Glock, which is a handgun that can shoot off a whole bunch of rounds very fast. Now, TMZ has obtained 3 police reports which chronicle the events that led to him being hauled away on the day of the Super Bowl. According to the police documents, 21 Savage was in a red Dodge Challenger the cops say drove across the sidewalk in an attempt to get to another street. The cops pulled the car over, and ATF agents, who were also on the scene, ordered 21 Savage to stop and throw the keys out the window. According to the report, 21, we're calling him 21 now, by the way. It's no longer 21 Savage.
Okay.
All right. According to the report, 21, I guess Savage would be his last name. 21 being his first name. According to the report, I'm just reading the card here. 21 threw the keys out along with a bottle containing an unknown substance. 21 then got out of the car, was immediately handcuffed and taken away by the ATF agents. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, 21.
Yeah.
That's what ATF stands for.
Yeah.
I know other people think it stands for other things.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It doesn't in this particular. On Hump Day, it would stand for something else.
Absolutely.
Right. The police report has evidence the inventory. The gun was found in the glove box. Now, 21 has an attorney. Okay. Apparently, he hired someone other than Brad.
Yeah, which is pretty unfortunate.
Pretty unfortunate for 21. Also unfortunate for Brad, but very unfortunate for 21. Brad will survive. Now, his attorney, Brian Steele, says that both the Glock and the Dodge the rapper was driving are not his. Oh, this is the P. Diddy J-Lo defense.
Yeah, so
we
somebody
just talked about it.
So somebody in the car has to take the blame
responsibility,
for it, right?
Didn't we just talk about that the other day?
We just did.
We just did. It's the P. Diddy J-Lo defense.
Yeah.
The gun belongs to everybody until somebody takes responsibility for it. And somebody is going. It's not going to be 21.
Right. It can't be.
It's going to be somebody who doesn't have as much money as 21.
Who will get money from 21.
That could be the supposition. Is going to take responsibility. I'm sure that's how it will turn out.
You know, it's crazy that all of this happened after he was rapping about immigration on The Tonight Show.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What was he rapping about?
So he actually quoted, it said, started from the bottom straight from the gutter, so I had to go a little harder. The lights was off, the gas was off, so we had to boil up the water. Been through some things, so I can't imagine my kids stuck at the border. Flint still needs water. People was innocent, couldn't get lawyers. So after he rapped about this on The Tonight Show, that's when ICE came and got that ass.
And got him. Wow. There were actually, according to TMZ, I'm just reading more here on my cards. There were actually, now why would he be so blatant about it? About his immigration and not doing anything about it. It just blows my mind.
I from what I read earlier was that he had a pending case and it just kept on. It was just pending. So I think it's one of those where he probably had to sue the government.
He needed Abadir.
Exactly.
He needed Brad, then he needed Abadir.
And literally what we've been talking about. So he did have a pending case for years, and you know, it all caught up to him. So.
Well, now he is in ICE custody.
Yeah, I heard.
And he has a detainer on him for both the criminal case and an immigration case. 2 detainers.
So he has to get rid of the criminal case first, right?
He's got to get, well, even if he bails out on the criminal case, which I'm sure he did, ICE is going to detain him anyway.
Right.
And he may or may not get out on an ICE bond, depending on. He has a prior drug offense, right?
Yes.
He will not get out on ICE bond. So if ICE,
so
if the facts are, actually, if the facts are that he is in ICE custody right now, his lawyers, if this is the facts. Now, I don't know all of the facts, and maybe there's some underlying stuff that I don't know.
Right.
But generally speaking, if you know that because what happens is you first go into criminal detention.
Right.
And you have to make bond in the criminal case. And once you make bond in the criminal case, if ICE has a detainer on you, as soon as you make bonds, you're just going from one jail to the next. You're going to immigration jail next because ICE has the detainer on you as well. Now, if you know that you are not getting out of ICE detention, and from what I understand, he has a drug offense from 2015, which means that is mandatory detention for ICE. He is not getting out of ICE detention. That is a bad move, if in fact this is what happened, to have paid the bail on the criminal case to be transferred to ICE. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because in criminal law, in every state, I don't know what the statute is in Georgia, but in every state, in criminal law, they have something called speedy trial provisions, which means that if you are being held in jail, they can't hold you in jail forever. You at some point have to have a criminal trial. And a lot of times, district attorneys are not ready to proceed on criminal trials, and you see defendants getting off because the case was thrown because they didn't have a trial in a specific time, statutory or constitutionally, depending on the state. Once you pay the bail and you move to immigration detention, the clock stops on speedy trial provisions. So now the district attorney is under no pressure to move forward on the case, to bring the case to trial. You want to keep the district attorney's feet under the fire. And now you haven't. If in fact that's what happened.
Right.
And the only time that you want to pay the criminal bail to go into immigration detention is if you know you're going to be able to pay the immigration bail too, so you can be out of jail.
Right.
But I'd rather be personally in criminal jail than immigration jail. Immigration jail is worse.
Really?
Than criminal jail generally.
Right.
And number 2, you now don't have the district attorney's feet on the fire anymore.
Yeah.
So if in fact that's what happened, and maybe the 3 people who are watching on YouTube would know the answers to this, that to me would not have been a smart move. Now I don't know that's what happened. I'm just reading between the lines here.
You had already said that Jay-Z is the one who got him his immigration lawyer?
I have no idea.
Yeah, so Jay-Z got him.
Jay-Z got him the immigration
because he's
lawyer.
really mad at the fact he actually came out with a statement talking about how his U visa was and it was in pending for 4 years.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, his U visa was impending for 4 years.
21 Savage's U visa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with him having kids here,
but he
does that change anything?
No, a U visa is if that's what he had, the U visa is the victim of a crime who cooperated with the police in a prior incident. People who are victims of crimes in the United States who file for U visas have their cases pending 8, 9, 10 years because there's only 10,000 visas available. So if you filed a U visa, you're going to wait a very long time for a green card.
That's what was pending.
That's what was pending. Okay, now
for 4 years.
Okay, now I understand. He's going to wait another couple of years for that.
Okay.
So now, if in fact he is found guilty of this gun charge, it's all going to rely then on this criminal case. If he's found guilty on the gun charge, then he will most likely be deported. If he was found not guilty, then the U visa application will still stand and he'll be out of deportation.
Yikes.
Now, there are waivers available for victims of crimes, and maybe his lawyer can, even if he's found guilty of this gun, can file for a waiver for him on the U visa, but it hasn't even been approved yet.
Exactly.
It hasn't been approved yet. And it really goes back to even, I mean, there's so much to talk about here. Donald Trump, parades people around, he calls them the angel moms, which are the parents of victims of crimes by illegal immigrants. There are people who are out there who are illegal immigrants or green card holders who have committed serious crimes against American citizens. But what he does not ever say is the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants who are victims of crimes by U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
And that's why this U visa is so backed up.
Damn. Yeah.
And by the way, I even get caught up sometimes in the politics of it all, because it's not illegal to be undocumented, and here I am using the word illegal. So sometimes I even get caught up in the wrong words.
Yeah.